Welcome to another episode, everyone. Flux from East Coast Crip and Casper from East Coast Crip crashed out on some individuals from up north over a narcotics deal, if you will, gone bad. It was not really a narcotics deal. It was over narcotics and business over money. But boy, to many people's surprise, the dudes from up north responded and retaliated on some dudes from LA. Excuse me, surprising not because these individuals don't fit the bill, but the dudes at the time on the yard had many individuals on the yard buffalo. This took place in Corcoran State Prison circa 1995. I must set the stage for you. There in Corcoran State Prison, as I've brought you stories before, here on the Inside Story with me, Damian Porter, I've told you that 1994, 1993, 1995 in Corcoran State Prison, the COs were betting on inmates fighting. And then as the inmates would fight, the COs were setting up these fights. Many of you know this story. And that's the individuals would be there fighting. The COs would shoot down on the yard and kill one of the inmates. This was later on exposed. It came out. They barely suffered any consequences, but it all came out later. They killed in excess of 8 inmates, did the COs, by shooting down on the yard for a fist fight and killing mostly black inmates. But some Hispanics as well. And the climate on the yard is that the police are venal, corrupted, and illicit. The inmates are able to do essentially whatever they want to do because the police are crooked. The police are bringing in narcotics, all sorts of stuff. They're crooked. They're shooting, they're betting on fights and killing inmates and getting away with it. They're crooked. And Flux had a lot of juice there on the yard. So did Casper. Now, Flux, I believe, is from 6 Deuce East Coast. Casper's from 8'9". I know Casper's from 8'9". Casper was tall. He used to play basketball nearly every day on the yard. He had a lot of game. Tall, light-skinned, had the little flat top going. Right. Now, I first thought Casper was just a pretty boy. So he played basketball every day, and he was getting money on the yard. So he was always fresh, always had on fresh tennis shoes and this and that. I said, this dude just clean, he just an old player. But I had a sneaky suspicion at the same time that this individual had some gangster in him. I just thought that if the shit hit the fan, that he would perform. Something just told me this about this individual. Flux, nevertheless, was a straight bulldozer. Flux was getting money as well, but he was a big dude, and he was more of the buffalo nature. He would make his position clear up front with everyone. I was rather cool with both of these individuals, considering that my family is from East Coast Crip. So I've always had an affinity for these individuals. And me and Casper had became rather tight there on the yard. Flux as well. And I'm dealing with them. Now, there are many people on the yard that are getting money. They're getting it in. Because again, the police are turning a blind eye, and in some instances, the police are bringing it in. They are responsible. They are the culprits of the operation, the popo. So these individuals are getting away with much. An individual from up north we're just going to call player because he was indeed a player. He hit the yard. And player began to make money. He began to get it in. One day, Flux and Casper had ran out. They didn't have anything. This was rare because they had an operation going. I know exactly what was going on. I'm not going to no need to get into detail about it, but they had an operation going. At this time that they had ran out, player had let it be known to me that he had the sack. I already knew this, but he was just introducing it, like letting me in. And he said, I know these dudes, they didn't ran out. Everyone on the yard knows what's going on. Everyone that's dealing with this stuff. It's competition. So he said, I'm about to start getting it in by the boatloads, big fella. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I got you. I'll look out for you. You can just come and deal with me. So he is, if you will, stepping on Flux's and Casper's toes. It depends on how you look at it. Not necessarily. This is a prison yard. This is not your spot. He's not short-stopping your customers. Anyone can go wherever they please here on the yard and purchase their stuff. And of course, everyone is going to go to wherever they're treated the best. There's no loyalty in this game here. People are trying to get high. And that's their only objective. And so I'm trying to make money on the yard. So I'm like, okay, but I mess with Casper and Flux real tough. But if this dude about to start blessing me, it is what it is. So about 2 weeks later, I come out to the yard and he blessed me with a big old bundle. Bam! Hit me with it. Big fella. Yeah, he called me over there. He said, I got something for you. I said, yeah, what's up? He went in this little stash and got it out. Bam! Hit me with it. A big old plaque. I said, woo! I said, woo, wait. I said, man, it's me. It's me. He said, yeah, that's you. You don't owe me nothing. I told you I'm about to get it in. Just start messing with me and let your people know, basically people from LA, start messing. I got it. Whatever anybody else, he ain't say no names, but whatever anyone else on the yard, I should tell you all too, my bad. This is part one. Now I know I do a lot of part ones, and I don't do the part two. My bad. For now, no matter the situation. When I say I'm gonna do it, when I say it's part one and I'm gonna do a part two, I'm doing the part two, no matter what for now. But I haven't did it because I look at the views on part one. I say, why would I do a part two? No one was interested in part one. So I just don't do it. That's no excuse. I will do a part two to this. I'm gonna have to. As you can see, it's going on a little bit. That's why it just came to my mind. But I meant to tell you already that was gonna be. So at any rate, I forgot where the hell I was at. God damn it. Okay, see. Okay, so damn. Told you about this damn. Okay, damn. Okay, so let me just find myself again. Okay, so now, my bad, y'all. So, so he's getting it in. So he hit me with the sack. Right. Boom, and he let me know, like let anyone know. But I lost it for a second. So let other individuals know that I got it, and that I'm gonna look out for him. So it's basically like he gonna. And people found out quickly. People were, again, there's no loyalty in this. People are just trying to get loaded, whatever their choice is, because he has a lot of different varieties of illicit narcotics. He is found to hold. This is why he's a player. He's found a way to get it in. A lot of individuals here on this yard are getting it in. Like I said, the police are bringing it in. A lot of people got a sack. A lot of people. The neighborhoods had a big sack. A lot of people had a sack. I had a little sack. But these individuals that came and changed the game, these dudes from up north, or just one dude, and some individuals don't think that he's that tough. They think that he's soft, this dude player. But I know he's not soft. I can just tell. They're not happy with the fact that he's come, and as far as they are concerned, begin to step on their toes. Because now, Flux and Casper are not making any money. They are not the primary dudes on the yard anymore. Imagine, for some time here on the yard, you've been the voice. You've been the big dog on the yard. You've been looking out for a lot of different individuals. You have a lot of say-so. You have celebrity on the yard. Casper was almost like a celebrity on the yard because of his stature, his posture, how he looked, and how he carried himself, and this and that. The police was on him. There was a lot of hitters on the yard. But now, they don't have all of this attention anymore. It's like they coming out to the yard and people just like, they over here with Player. Player has the big crowd. Player serving everybody. Player on the yard smoking big old sticks. Boom, big old doobies. And letting everybody hit it. He got so much of it. And he's trying to get rid of it because it's coming in so much. So he's just dumping this stuff. You go spend a little money with him, man, you walking away with a whole lot. And it's not that Flux and Casper was shortchanging anyone, but they're not giving up this amount right here. They can't afford to. He can, because of the way that he's getting this stuff in. He is getting it in by the boatloads. These individuals are now perturbed. They become irritated at Flux and Casper. Not only them, a couple of other individuals from Los Angeles, California, took umbrage to these individuals boastfully on the yard, openly taking what they believe to be their customers, thus their shine, their money, their stature. And something had to be done, so eventually they approached Player and a couple of other individuals from up north, did Flux, Casper. There was a few East Coasters on the yard. They had a couple more East Coasters with them. It was like 6 or 7 dudes. They had already discussed it, and they said, man, we finna holler at this dude and tell him what. I'm not sure what they about to tell Player. What they gonna tell? That he can't sell? Or that he has to sell the same amount that they sell? Or, stop making all the money? I'm not sure what he's doing wrong. And how you can tell anyone that they can't make their money. Just like you are making your money on the yard, or you were. But now he just he done found a way, and now he's taking over. This is not sitting well. So they approached. And they told Player, hey man, you making it to where we can't make any money. You know exactly what you're doing. From my understanding, the individuals that have been dealing with you all have been getting 3 and 4 times the amount that we can give them. Why would you come on the yard doing this? You're changing the whole dynamics on the yard. You're changing the whole business of this. Because when you leave, we've been here on this yard doing this. When you leave, now people are going to be expecting $1,000 worth of stuff for $10, because this is the precedent that you've now come and set. So it's not about us. It's about the business on the yard and keeping the politics the same. You guys have to stop doing that. You messing it up not just for us, but for everyone, your own people, everyone, the other races, everybody. You messing it up. And it's not that we're hating or angry about that. We're just telling you that, and we can't tell you how to make your money, but we're just telling you, hey man, you're messing up the dynamics as it relates to the business and how much this stuff goes for on the yard. An ounce maybe used to be $1,000. Now you making it to where it's $300. And then when you leave, we can't sell it for $300. We still have to sell it for $1,000. And now here it is. Here's the conflict on the yard. So knock it off. Basically, long story short, just knock it off. But Player told him, well, no, I will not knock it off. I'm not doing anything wrong. I can sell what I want to sell as much as I want to sell. That's my prerogative. What are you talking about? Who do y'all think y'all talking to? He fired right back at those individuals to their face. Now, again, Flux is a bulldog, a lion. And Casper, so is he, just more low-key. They had a bit more discussion there, and it was clear that the individuals, players' crew, they were not backing down. So they walked away from the situation in that moment, did Flux and Casper and the whole crew. They said, all right, bro, okay, it's cool. Because them dudes saying, players saying, man, I'm making money. I don't care. Even though I'm selling it by the boatloads, I'm getting off a whole, I got it like that. I'm making my money, and I got to I'm not going to be holding on to this stuff. Every time it come in, I'm getting rid of it. Here, take it by the loads. And he has made it where no one else on the yard is making money. Everyone is not happy, really. The Southsiders, they making it to where only their people have to buy from them. Because if they give them a choice, they going to player too. Because he got it he's looking out for everybody. About a day or so later, go inside of the chow hall. Everyone's just chilling. As we're walking out of the chow hall, Flux and Casper got off on player. They attacked him. There was another dude from up north. Player wasn't alone, and there was already tension on the yard. They perhaps felt like something may be coming because of the way that the East Coast had walked off. It's just like, okay, that's cool, after they had the little get together. So they thought something may be coming. Player had a little backup right there, and he did jump into the fray. And it was a 2-on-2. But at first it was a 2-on-1. Until player's homeboy from up north, he jumped in. It's a 2-on-2. And everybody pretty much letting it go like that. No one else is jumping in at this time. They squabble up. They tell the people on the yard, get down, this and that. They take him off. We thinking, okay, he probably finna go to the hole for a few days or whatever. But these individuals, again, have a lot of juice on the yard. So they just go to the program office and they come walking back in the building like 30 minutes later. Like basically like the police like, oh, y'all was horse playing? Oh, okay. Oh, y'all was just playing? Oh, okay. Because the police are crooked. They are literally setting up fights, the police. Cracking the wrong cells or the right cells. Crack your cell door and then we'll crack your opposition, so-called oppositional cell door, 2 or 3 of them, and they come out and pack you out. They got video footage of this stuff and all that. And the police then shoot on the yard and kill you, even though you the one getting packed out from the doors that they didn't hit on purpose and let these dudes out. They were doing this sort of stuff in the hole, in the shoe. I was in Corcoran's shoe at one point. So it's all crooked there. So a fight, a 2-on-2, they're like, all right. And these dudes got juice. They're like, yeah, whatever. Let them back in the cell. They let everybody come back. They basically, man, we were just playing. We were just horse playing. All right, we thought so. And let them back. And I'm thinking it's over. Everyone's pretty much thinking that it's over because it ended up being a 2-on-2, even though they did jump on them. It was just briefly before the other dude was able to jump in. And then it was a 2-on-2. And, no one really got the best of the other or what. It was just a good squabble from both sides. Casper got up in there. He was squabbling. So was Flux. No one was really leaking bad. And Casper had a little bump on his face. Player had a little lump on his forehead type of thing, but it wasn't nothing bad. No one got knocked out, anything like that. It was just a good squabble up 2-on-2. But at first, it was a 2-on-1. They kicked it off by just jumping on player because he's the one that had everything going. He was the target. They came back, everybody thinking, all right, that's it, 2-on-2 is over with. but not really, because they still haven't come to an agreement on what's going to happen. About it. It's just, I mean, if y'all still going to be doing the same thing, making all of the money, then we still going to have a problem with y'all. But it wasn't just that. It's that come to find out, the individuals from up north had a problem. As it were, they had taken umbrage to the individuals from LA, East Coast, to be exact, Crip, taking off on one of their main guys and packed him out first, even though it was just for a few seconds before his boy jumped in. But y'all packed him out, like, and all because they took it like, man, these dudes mad. They are hating. We're making this money. Homie got all this money, get this big old sack. These dudes, like, man, y'all hating, bro. And y'all gonna come over here and pack the homie out? What y'all, man, that's out. But people thinking, well, it was a 2-on-2. It ended up being a 2-on-2 and it wasn't that bad. It's good. But they had other ideas. Did the up north car. Again, to my surprise even, not that I had underestimated them, I just thought that perhaps it would stay right there as well as a 2-on-2 when it was all said and done. Do they want to up the ante? Do they want to escalate the situation? They're still going to be here in the yard making their money. Everything's good. This happens every day on the yard, one way or another. But no. Again, the up north car had cultivated sinister machinations. They had decided that a demonstration was in order, that they were unafraid of the individuals, the Crip car from Los Angeles, California. Well, who do they think they are? We're going to respond and retaliate and up the ante. They did. And in part 2, and there will be a part 2, I'll let you know what happened when the up north car was at their wits' end and had made the decision that they were going to attack individuals from LA nearly randomly to send a message. And they did. Because here I am, 31 years later, recalling the situation. It's forever blasted in my brain what they did next. And in part 2, I'll bring it to you. Stay safe and stay free, people.